Hey, what's up, guys? Tater Trader back again with another review. I knew this was coming. I just didn't know when I was going to take a loss. I didn't know how I was going to take a loss. But, it's nothing to do with the strategy I was trading or anything of the sort. It more has to do with a big time error on my part. Sorry about that. Big time error on my part, and it's just one of the things that you just got to deal with. All right, so let's talk about what happened. So I told you guys that I've been messing around with SPX spreads, trading them 0 DTE and all that stuff. So Monday, um, I decided I was gonna sell a spread on SCX, right? Because I've been doing for the last week. So looked at the spread and I was like, okay, I'm gonna sell. Basically, one second, I gotta launch my Thinkorswim here because this has the data that I really need for this video. So I have to launch this thing just so you guys can see. And I'm doing this in real time. I'm not outtaking it because I want to capture how I felt for this loss, and let me tell you, Monday did not feel good. Monday was my worst day when it comes to trading. I'm logging in to Thinkorswim. Just give it a sec, and it'll come up, and I'll drag it back down. So, uh, Thinkorswim has my SPX chart on it, and it basically, I have a. I'm trying to get this thing to minimize so I can bring it down. All right, so I'll bring it down now. So I have a script that basically tells me what to sell. It gives me a thought. So like for today, they're basically saying I can sell the 3404 put spread, which is down here by the green, and I can sell the call spread, which is up here by the red. And based on volatility and all that stuff, you have a high percentage chance to be okay, right? That's not my sole factor, but it's more data, right? And data is good. So here is Monday, and on Monday it wanted me to sell the 540, 550 by 540, and I liked it. It looked good and everything, so I said I was gonna sell that, right? So that thing right there just gives me, another thing from view. So right here we are, 550 by 540. This is that day we traded a 70 point, 80 point move down, right? Normally, um, 40 points is basically what they were pricing in, and that was basically the range. So I sold the spread right here when I saw this candle right here, and I was like, okay, we're going back up, which we did. And we came back up here. So I sold the spread. I sold 20 contracts at 45 cents. So I was pulling in $900 on that. And my risk was just round number $20,000, right? Um, Once we got up here, I was waiting to sell my call side because I wanted to see if we were going to break the high of the day, right? Because we filled this gap right here. So I was like, okay, we're going to see if we break the high of the day. So we started coming down. When I saw this candle, I was like, okay, I'm looking to sell my call spread. When I saw this candle, I sold my call spread, and I sold the 3520 by 3530, and I collected like $1,300, right? Because I sold on this uptick right here. I collected like $1,300. Okay, we're going. Right here, yeah, right here around 12, my son came and he said, "Hey, I gotta bring him to work." So I didn't have no plans on doing this, but hey, it's a part of life, right? You got to do other stuff, which is all fine. So I proceeded to put my stop in on my short leg. So if it kicks me out, I lose $1,200 because it's only my short leg. And if my long leg expires worthless, I lose around $1,600, right? That was it. So here's my short leg, and this is what I was supposed to do, and this is what didn't happen. Here's my short leg, and because I got the 350 for 40 cents, I am supposed to put a stop in, right? And then put my 20 on, right? I'm supposed to put a stop limit in. See, I'm messing it up now. I'm supposed to put a stop limit in, put my 20 in. My limit is supposed to be $1, right? $1. So when it hits $1, if this contract hits $1, it's gonna try and get me out for $1.40. Um, it's gonna try and get me out for $1.40, right? So this is how wide I'm making the spread, right? And you can see the spread right here is 40 cents, right? 30, 40 cents at some times. So for it to trigger me out there, it can trigger me out, right? So this is what I'm supposed to do. So when I left, it got triggered, but it didn't happen because, as I said, $1.40. This is what happened. This is what I did. I put the stop at $1.40, and I put the sale at $1. This is like the ultimate rookie mistake. So when this trigger, it's already selling for $1.40, so it's not gonna fill me at $1. So when I came back, right? Let me pull this down. When I came back, like I came back to this action. Like I'm about to be in the money. So, I have two options. I can roll to maybe next week and hopefully the market don't go down, or I can, take this 10 grand loss minus the 2 grand that I make up top. You know what I mean? So it's around, it comes around to be like 8 grand. Or I can take that loss and just call it a day, or I can buy the short leg back for like 20 grand and hold on to the long ones, and hopefully this happens, which I would have made probably around, let me see. If I sold, let's say I sold at 30, I would have made probably around 15, 16,000. So I would have probably net myself around, you know, 7 grand, right? But if it would have triggered me out here, I'd have probably made like 40, 50 grand when I came back. So if I would have set up my order right, it would have kicked me out. I'd have lost my 1400, whatever. And when I came back, I would have seen this and I would have been doing cartwheels because the long legs I have would be worth, fucking 10, 12 grand. You know what I mean? Like insane amount of money. And, one mistake cost me a lot of money I could have probably made. And it's one of the things where it's like, shoulda, coulda, woulda, so I took a big loss on it. I look back now and I'm reflecting back and I'm like, it's one of the things where it's like now, I started trading the strategy and I didn't treat it the same way as I treated selling puts and calls, where I didn't write down my rules. So, after I'm done with this video, I'm basically going to write down my rules. You know, Rule number one is if you're doing something else, you cannot trade this strategy. So if I knowingly have something to do, I'm not going to trade this. Rule number two, if I'm putting my stop in, I need to look at my stop 5 times minimum, right? And it sucks in the sense of it's a my mistake. It's not like a bad trade or anything. It's a my mistake. Like I should be walking away saying I lost $1,200, so I lost my profits for the week, right? Which is fine, you know, but instead I'm taking a bigger loss because I failed to follow my own instructions, and when I said I was coming over to this broker, I practiced putting stops in for literally like I'm here for a half an hour and I'm just putting my stop in, just so it's muscle memory, and it just sucks, but I'm a grown man, you know what I mean? And, in a part of this game, you have to be able to take your losses when they come, which, I do, but you kind of hate losses that you inflict on yourself. So, I just look back at it. Am I going to trade SPX anymore? Yes. But my one true factor is never to do the same thing again. So if I lose money, it will not be because of a stop problem again, right? So I'm fine with losing, just not losing the same way twice. So that's what it is. And basically the rest of my week just went to shit from that. DraftKings is on the floor right now. It's all the way in the money. Penn is doing the same thing. Apple's doing the same thing. I'm like, can somebody give me a break? But hey, it is what it is. It's part of the game, and we just gotta be able to play it. So just giving you guys an update. I'm not really putting anything else on until after the election and we find out who wins. Then I'll increase my position sizes back. But for right now, I rolled my DraftKings and I rolled my pen and I'm rolling my Apple. That's all I have, and I'm just waiting. I might play Microsoft, but we'll see how that goes. But I'm not bummed over it. I'm over it. Monday I was upset, right? But I'm kind of, I wouldn't say I'm over it. I'm at the point now where I've made peace, saying it's not the market thing, it's a me thing, right? So I have to correct myself. So I retrace back and see what was the big difference between this and the other strategy that I trade, which is I didn't have my rules written down. That is that is like the number one point. Even though I mess up the order and everything, if I had my rules written down, my rules would have showed me that, hey, you have to put a stop in for this, so you might want to double triple check this stop, because I put in stops before and they've been a little bit off on stocks, and I'm like, it's just maybe like I lost $50 or so, but this is a whole different game. So that's just what it is. Just wanted to let you guys know what happened, so when I do my review on Saturday, you guys don't flip out wondering what happened and all that. All right. Thanks for watching my video, and yeah, appreciate you guys.